Oh, shoot, we're live.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh my.
Music, you hear?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, gather around, folks. Let me tell you a tale about politicians and their promises that always seem to fail.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, here on the Innervision FM universe. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast. Brought to you by Colorado Art Relief Fund, Eeny Meeny Grants, Bonefields Foundation, Chinook Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, based in the great state of Texas,
Woo!
Englewood, Colorado, and Phoenix, Arizona.
Hoorah!
Also, Richard Damiano of the Littleton Eye Clinic. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Is running now? Yes. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, wait a minute. What happened to my audience? I know the audience was there. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
they're here. They just ran a little late, that's all.
Yeah. I
Too
said,
much delay set on.
I said, I know I tested those guys before we went on, but they're
Welcome to
there.
Innervision FM. Welcome to the Innervision FM universe. Today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about taxation without representation. We're going to talk a little bit about Vanna White, and we're going to talk about a few other things. So you're not going to want to miss today's podcast. And hopefully I don't sound like I'm in a red Solo cup.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a wild day. It's like it's like one of those days where you test your awareness of how to get from one place to another place, and it was quite successful. We were joking a while back. I have these like big crows in the tree by the park where I go work out.
You
And
were
when I
saying
get-
something about that.
Yeah, and then whenever I get close, they always let me know. Like over here, one is in one tree, and they do it, and it's like I go
They
more
guide
to the
you
right.
in.
Yeah, and then the
They
other one's on
guide
the
you.
left-hand tree, and it's like, but this time they were over by the first street that I crossed, and I said, well, it must be like more food over here than it is in the park.
They were just laughing.
They're just laughing at you. They're like,
Oh, man.
ha, 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 ha.
Or
Let's
You
see if
are-
we can get to walk into the tree.
aggravates though too, man. Oh man.
That's absolutely hilarious, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Hey, do
I
you-
got there. I got
You
there.
folks know that if you get 500 crows, they're not called a flock of crows. They're called a murder.
Oh man. Oh man.
Murder of crows.
Yes, definitely. And so I'm gonna think, should we? I don't know. Should we start with the old story from Stevie Wonder?
Stevie Wonder. Now he's a hot tamale. He used to be, for folks that don't know, us old folks know who Stevie Wonder is. He's a blind guy, just like us. As a matter of fact, Johnny J has started a new school, and it's online. And if you want to learn how to do podcasting and do this type of stuff we do, if you want to be a broadcaster or aspiring recording artist, musician, this kind of thing, like Stevie Wonder, you can learn how to do this from one of the best. Johnny J was one of the first, if not the first, blind film producer in Colorado, if not in America. I don't know if there were other ones before you or not, Johnny, but check out
Never know.
www.intervisionrecords.org or www.intervisionfm.com, and you can figure out how that's done. We are listener supported as well as the sponsors, but back to the story about Stevie Wonder. Wow.
And I'm not sure who, I think he was doing an interview with, I don't remember the guy he was doing an interview with. But he made the statement like, wouldn't it be crazy if I, went down and applied for a gun permit and got it? And then I think the NFB, the National Federation of the Blind, they took issue with that.
Mhm.
And as in some places in Illinois and other places, and they said some people that have been applying and been getting these open carry or stuff like that, they're not able to drive anymore.
Right.
But they're still, we don't deny them their Second Amendment rights.
Wow, that's interesting. For our friends down at YouTube, we don't use the G word anymore. We call them force multipliers.
Yeah.
Those are yeah. So when you
Equalizers.
apply for a force multiplication license, and if you're blind, what do you guys think about that in the Innervision FM universe? Leave a like, share, subscribe, toss a comment down below. Should blind people be allowed to have force multiplication permits?
And in the 70s, I'm going to look this movie up. I know it must be in rerun somewhere, but there was a blind detective.
Oh,
You remember? I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Yes, I did. And I can't remember what the heck that.
James Franciscus.
There you go. Holy crow. We got Hey
Yeah.
Joe in the house. He's our resident time traveler. Today it's Thursday for him.
No, Wednesday
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Morning.
Hey, wow, I pushed you even a day further into the future.
Get
Today
back
is-
in my TARDIS and move backwards a little bit.
There you go. Today is Wednesday
Yeah.
for him, so it's just after 7 a.m. in the Philippines. It's just after 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on a Tuesday for us. And, in South Africa, it's 1 a.m. So shout out to our brothers all around the world. And as soon as the aliens get here and rescue us from our foibles, why, we're going to be intergalactic.
Yeah, I want to see if I can find that one and replays, because they do a lot of the old shows on Me TV, and I wonder if I could put in a petition to say bring that one back.
Dan Franciscus. I'll have to. Wow,
Yeah,
I've not thought about that since I was like 5-6 years old. Man, but Stevie
yeah.
Wonder, he was instrumental in making sure that pretty much throughout the nation there was a great stigmatism placed upon force multiplication permits being issued to the blind community. I remember a few years ago, right after the event that Stevie Wonder had done, and I'd found out about that, and I called up old Ted Nugent. Shout out to the Motor City Madman, by the way.
Theodore.
Theodore. But Ted Nugent's got I guess a ranch out in, is it Michigan? I want to say it's Michigan.
He has land in Michigan. He has a ranch in Texas, though.
Oh, he's got a
Oh,
ranch
okay.
in, okay, well, I checked out the one in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, and they have these hunts every year, or at least they used to before COVID. I'd like to see what happened to that, but back in the day, he would have these hunts, and you would go out there and you would be able to bag a hog or something.
Mhm.
And he basically went out there with you, or his people went out there with you, and you got to spend a little bit of time with him during some campfire powwow kind of things. But some of his people would go out there and allow you to hunt on his land. And for a good chunk of change, it wasn't cheap, but for a good chunk of change, you could come back with a freezer full of food.
Yeah. And do you remember at Camp Bloomfield, they used to let you do the bow and arrow thing?
Archery, yeah. Archery was a big
Yeah.
thing back in the day. I was always surprised about that. What did you give blind people bows and arrows and things like this? But it wasn't a big deal for me because, I'm the son of a biker. I'm the son of a biker. My mom was a hippie, and I have American Native in me. So I've grown up around the 2A, and I've grown up around bows and arrows all my life. So it wasn't a big thing for me, but
And
for a
what they
lot
would
of 'em.
do, they would put a string on it, because people say
Yeah.
like, well, don't they like, wouldn't they hit the person who's telling you like, hey, over this way,
Right, right.
you put a string on it and they ring a bell, and then you
Mhm.
just point it towards that sound of the bell.
Right. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
It was interesting. It was interesting. But that was that, I don't know, man. Even though I grew up around 2A and things like this, I gotta wonder. I mean, would I today go and grab me a forced multiplication permit? Because, you know, as I get older and things like that, my hands aren't as steady as they used to be. And, I think about when I was a kid, those super soakers, they just came out, the automatic uh super soakers and things like this. Why, you put batteries in these, but way back when I was a kid, they didn't have it. Just had a little squirt gun, and things like that. And I would try to pa-ching, and try to hit people, and I'd always miss. But I kept on trying. And things like this.
Yeah.
So I gotta
Well,
wonder.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like I should, because I heard about this like on I thought, well, it got me thinking, because I was listening to the show Shooting the Breeze
Yeah.
on KLZ radio, and it comes on like 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And this lady, she brings up the most interesting topics, which it leads me to the next topic that we're going to talk about, the taxation without representation. I'm slurring those words because it's a tongue twister for me. And she made us think, because she said, okay, in the 20s, when the crash happened, financial crash happened, it says the middle income people were earning about $4,000 a year.
Right.
So they say like, what would be the equivalent of that today? So you would have to make the same amount, you have to make 80,000 to 90,000 today to match what they were making in the depression back then.
Wow.
And here, me and Alan, huh?
Middle class don't make that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Well, okay, the middle class.
50,000.
Yes, and that's kind of weird. But I don't know if they were saying like the well-to-do middle class back in the 20s would be making like 4,000 or what. But that was the price. And I'm thinking like, me and Alan, and then maybe you like we're in this fixed income, we're probably making even less than that, and we're surviving. It's like, wow. And then some people are barely surviving because they're using the credit cards a lot.
Well, and that's the thing is, I was thinking about that. If I
Sure,
pull
yeah.
down about 14,000 a year, say, on my Social Security disability income, if I also factor in any food stamps that I might get, things like this, or EBT benefits, and then if I factor in also the health benefits, well, I might pull down 20 grand a month. 20 grand a year.
Yeah, and she was talking about like all the taxes that weren't there back then, because she said, well, of course, you talked about this, Alan, where they gave you a bill, and then you decided out of that bill how much you were going to pay. It was
That's right.
nothing. It was nothing mandatory.
Yeah, taxes were not mandatory, and they were not engineered to exceed more than 1% on the American citizenry. It's only been fairly recently that when the IRS came into play and this kind of thing, and when big government started really ruling the roost, that taxes really got out of control. And then you had state sales tax and all these other taxes on top of the taxes on top of the taxes.
Yeah.
And
what they do in
now
different, I don't know if they do it in other places, but here, our Lord and whatever, he wants to be the savior, Paul, he calls it a fee.
yeah,
right?
that's a way that they can get around the taxing of and overtaxing of people, is making what they call regulatory fees. This way, well, we had to make a regulation because XYZ, and these regulations cost so that we can pay for the administration of these regulations. And so therefore we need to impose a regulatory fee.
Yeah. Or license to go fishing, license to
Mhm.
go hunting.
That's
And
right.
it's almost like, it's like all these other things came into play just so they could have a piece of the, I guess, a piece of the action.
Waiting for 2024.
Waiting for 2024.
Oh,
I
man,
got to
yeah.
agree. I got to agree. I mean, no matter what, there's a lot of folks waiting for 2024. They
And
believe that, that things are really going to turn around. And I happen to believe that as well. But really, in all honesty, Republican or Democrat, we got to throw the division lines aside and realize, look, we're all Americans. We are a nation out of many, and we need to unite around those things that make us whole, and we need to unite around our commonalities. And the big pervading thing is DJT, Donald John Trump, being a great savior, coming in and being on a white horse and saving everything. But he's only one person. It's up to us, we the people, to keep the spirit of America alive and to live out what the founding framers of this country had envisioned. And if we lose that vision, we lose our country. Oh, our president and station manager had to go take a little bit of a break there. But folks, that's really what it's all about, is making sure that we recognize and realize that we're not as divided as the media and the governing structure would have us to believe, and that there are things that we can still commonly unite around. And Donald John Trump happens to be a focal point, and we are all waiting indeed for 2024 to take place one way or the other, because that is when our elections are slated to take place. But the bottom line is, it's up to us. It's up to us, we the people. I was never more keenly reminded of this than when I was watching a interview with some folks that were in New York City. And the person doing the interview was like, hey, we're live, we're on the air, so kind of try to keep it clean, but tell us what you think about this, that, and the other. What's going on in the city, and how are things affecting you? And they said, hey, look, we're on our own here. It's up to us to get out there and to vote, even though these systems that we are having to select our leaders, that has to go, because we are the people, and we are the only ones that are needing to be ruling this. The governing structure, we consent to be ruled by this governing structure, and we're going to have to withdraw our consent if they're out there to destroy this country. We're going to have to take it back.
You have to get
Yep.
involved locally. You have to.
That's right. Have to.
School boards, county commissions, you
Yep.
name it. You have to be involved in all that stuff.
Yeah. Don't wait for somebody else to do it.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way we could take this craziness back is by getting involved in and it doesn't have to be long term. And I guess sometimes you're running a business and you say, man, it's like I'm busy running my business. But I guess the founding fathers did the same thing. They left their businesses for a while, took
Yeah.
care of business, and then went back to the business. And they didn't make a career out of it. We're gonna make it like that, but yeah, it's
That's why they
becoming
didn't
totally.
get paid. They got
Yeah.
paid no payback.
Yeah, and there's some that get paid with, but then there's some that, the corruption that gets in there, that these guys that, they offer you so much money, and pretty soon you're Bernie Sanders and you own 2 and 3 houses, but you're still talking this BS about about we should all share, but he's not sharing this
That's
house.
right. That's absolutely right. We the people this and we the people that, whereas they really mean we the politicians this and we the politicians that, and heck with the people. But let's move this to a lighter note. We're going to talk a little bit about Vanna White's legacy.
Yes.
What's this all about?
Well, I guess Jack Sajak is, going to retire or moving on, but Vanna, she's 60. I can understand. She's just, she's a couple of years older than me. She wants to continue. She said, "Hey, I like the gig, but pay me. You got to pay me a little bit more money, and I got to get paid more than that Ryan Seacrest."
Wow.
So she's going to continue I think she has a contract for the next 2 years. I guess she's going to do like 2 years at a time and just see how she feels in the next 2 years.
Am I reading this right? She's been doing this, Vanna White, for 46 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I am getting old, dude. I am.
I remember when she first started.
Wow. I do too. Wow.
Yeah. That's wild. Oh yeah. So yeah, she's gonna hit the lotto, figuratively speaking. And I haven't had anybody describe her like, is she still looking like very lovely? And she probably wears like very expensive clothing and all that kind of stuff, as she's flipping those letters and stuff. And perfect nails. Oh, that was a conversation this weekend at this birthday party I was with. I'm not sure how they got started into, I guess, Miss Turner, this lady, she's 94 years old. And this lady, she said, he was admiring her nail job. And I said, well, yeah, go for it, Grandma. You still caring about the nails and stuff like that. So no matter how old you get, you can be that, that image of it. Oh, and then on the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh man, this was so funny. This guy, he was pretending to be. Who was the one who won the Confederate? Well, anyway, he was pretending to be one of those generals. Okay, and so Ellie Mae comes in. Huh? Oh, Robert E. Lee. Yeah. So Ellie Mae comes in and she's going to go to swimming, and he started eyeballing her, right? But at first he was liking, pretending like Granny because Granny has $15 million. Right? But when he saw Ellie Mae, Granny says, "You like little girls, like children?" He says, I love children. Ellie Mae is no child. Have you seen Beverly Hillbillies? And so he goes swimming, and then Granny says, "Well, I'm gonna go get on my bikini," and Granny. Oh man, she's a very skinny old woman, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Anyway, the guy's out there, and Ellie Mae is sitting on his lap, and he's having a good old time. Then Granny comes out in a bikini, and he says, "Put it on, put it on."
Put it on.
Yeah. So
put it on.
Granny got mad at him and threw him in the pond. I said,
Cement pond.
Yeah, in the cement pond. Yeah. Man, it was just funny. Man, the things they had her doing, but she was a true comedian.
Absolutely. She was absolutely hilarious. Just like Vanna White, she knew how to work people. She knew how to really work a crowd. And, Vanna White was really instrumental in allowing for Pat Sajak to really pull off a game show host. And so they really did a good job together. Just like with the lexicon of the Beverly Hillbillies, you know, with Jed Clampett. You got the Granny, you got Jethro and Ellie Mae and all this stuff. Do you know a really funny story is I was probably naughty. I was like, I didn't know what a cement pond was until I'm sitting there. I'm about 11, 12 years old, and I'm envisioning a pond, but it's made out of cement, and I don't understand. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. They're talking about a swimming pool. What the
Yeah.
heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute. Sometimes I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so it took me a minute to figure out what a cement pond was.
Oh, yes. So, hey, you guys leave your comments down there. Oh, and then now I heard this joke on shooting the breeze, and she always has these funny jokes. So I should have listened to it again to get the exact thing. But AI it gave me the right words there. Okay, so why is it so hard to find the murder people that have murdered rednecks, right? And the first part is it's hard to find dental records, right? That's number one. And then number two, it's hard to separate the DNA because all the inner matter. Oh man, I never heard that one before. I said, oh, I never thought about that. I thought it was like
they're from down in Louisiana.
Yep,
That's where
things
they
a little
invented the
different down there in the
toothbrush.
bayou.
Anywhere else, it would have been teeth brush.
oh man. See,
I resemble
so-
that remark, Johnny.
well,
I guess
you
if
have to
this is
talk-
20,
You have
if
to talk
this
to the
is
host from KLZ. She's the one that gave me that one.
if this is 2023, oh wait, it is 2023. I was going to say, if this is 2023, I'd be offended and I might be a little snowflake and melt and cry because I resemble that remark. I got me some dentures, and my mama, she comes from the South.
Oh, oh man. But it's like all those blonde jokes they used to have. Hey, hey Joe, have you ever seen Ava Gabor, who was on Green Acres? They always make it. I guess she's from Hungary, but are gypsies from Hungary?
Well,
Gypsies are from all over Europe.
yeah,
all
yeah,
over.
they're everywhere.
And Jaja
Yeah.
Gabor, both of them.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were
yes. Yeah.
twins.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
They were
Oh,
twins.
Ava and then Jaja. I'm sorry. I forgot they
Ava
were
was on
twins.
Green Acres, and then Jaja was just she. I don't ever remember seeing her in anything besides on pictures.
Yeah, because I mean they're always talking about like she came from a gypsy family and stuff like that.
Oh,
But I
interesting.
think she's supposed
Who knows?
isn't she blonde?
They're both blonde, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
both.
because I'm thinking like
Twins, I think.
yeah, because I'm thinking like aren't they gypsies supposed to be like like a more of a suntannier, dark features and stuff like that? But maybe
Dark features, dark hair, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, because you had the Irish, you had the Scottish, and they were sometimes portrayed as being
Gypsies?
gypsy as well.
okay.
But yeah, I
Black
mean,
Irish generally were blonde too.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out like how did they get from like the Hungarian to the gypsy? Because supposedly you got the curse of the gypsies and stuff like that. And so I love it when they go back and they tell these stories. They go back to the old country, like when they
Please
when
do
they
that
met.
hoodoo that you do so well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh man. So anyway, if you guys get a chance, look up Green Acres. I don't know that. Oh, and the other day they had some hippies on the show.
Oh,
Which
wow.
they sometimes they interject what was going on at that time.
Right.
So it was kind of cool to see like it's almost like these guys coming from outer space to land in Hooterville.
Hooterville, that's kind of a name, ain't it?
Pooterville. Well, I live right near the Pooter Valley for right now anyway, for another, what is it? 18,080. I can't do it. Yeah. Not
But
quite
it's crazy.
19,000 hours. Anyway, I live in the Poudre Valley.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so we're gonna let you guys go, and tomorrow come up with a bunch of, but we'll see what jokes they come. It was another one, but I'll say that for tomorrow. I'll
Save
say
it
that.
for tomorrow.
Oh, man. I get some pretty good jokes up. It's like where do these guys get these jokes, man? They must be. It must be a place where they go around with these jokes, because I get some of the best jokes off of these guys. So anyway, you guys have a good night. Don't eat too much pizza.
That's right. Oh, pizza. I'm gonna go eat that right now. I went and picked up a pizza from Walgreens and spent like you were telling us $87 for 4 slices of pizza. Now that's some
Well, no,
inflation right there.
four big pieces. So
Well,
one
four
pepperoni, one meat eater, one veggie, and I forgot. And one had the what's that thing? It had pineapples and something else on it.
Hawaiian pizza,
Yeah, it was Hawaiian pizza.
Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, but I think
Well,
we
$87
tested
for
it out.
4 pizzas. Actually, that's not too bad, I guess. I was envisioning 4 slices for
Oh, no,
$87. Like, what'd they do?
No,
Dip that in gold flakes or what?
Yeah, and my rich sister-in-law, she gave her $100, said keep the change.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Oh man, so it was a good time. I love birthday parties, man. It's like I might just go, and everybody would want a carrot cake, and
Carrot cake.
well, okay, I gotta stop that. I gotta stop that. All right.
Thanks for joining us in the Innervision FM universe. Check out Hey Joe's stuff on Amazon. Yeah, also we're on YouTube Music for now, and trying to get it all squared away again to be on TuneIn on your smart speaker, but we're getting that squared away again. But we're around. Check us out: Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Getter, True Social, LinkedIn, a number of other platforms.
Yeah, and I'm trying to upload this show and yesterday's show. I didn't get around to it yesterday, but I will do it on YouTube since they're playing games with us.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.
God bless.
Later. Hey, Alan.
Hey, buddy. I'll end this thing here. How do we do this? End for all.